First one, Tyler.
Triangle.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Triangle Y. Change in Y and what goes in the bottom?
Change in X.
Change in X. So we're going to write that in words as well. That's just a symbol for change. It's not triangle. Close though. Change in Y over change in X. That's the first one we talked about for a table. Okay, we got 3 more. Brandy, what's another one? Great. Constant rate of change. So remember, these are not positive, negative, 0, undefined. Those are types of slope. We're talking about the definitions right now. I need 2 more. Elise? Yep. There's another way to say that. What's another way to say rise over run if you don't like saying it that way?
Oh, my bad. Horizontal over vertical.
Really close. Vertical over horizontal. Okay? Because rise, up and down. So vertical, you got it. Vertical change. I'm going to put that triangle symbol again because I'm running out of room. Over horizontal change. She got the right words. It's kind of tricky because we always want to put X first. But remember, when we're doing slope, the Y goes on top. So vertical goes on top. On the front. And we have one more. The last one is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It would be really helpful to have, I don't know, these notes on your quiz on Friday. Those are 4 definitions of slope. They are not positive, negative, 0, undefined. Those are types of slope. Please do not get those mixed up. Ready? Next thing. We're going to quickly review what slope-intercept form is. We've talked about this like a million times now. One person tell me what does one way to say it, Alice? Uh-huh. We've got a few other ways to say it. We don't always call it rate of change. Sometimes we call it, what else do we call it, Olivia? Do you remember? Slope and rate of change mean the same thing. We also talked about it as a unit rate, just like briefly. Okay. What does B stand for? Uh-huh. William, what's another name for it? Exactly. And it's a point, 0, number. Let's determine the slope and the y-intercept for each table, then write the equation of the line that represents the data in the table. So let's start by finding the slope. Remember how we do that? You only have to do this 1 time, guys, because I'm telling you it's linear. So you don't need to go above and beyond. Trust me, it's linear, so you just have to do it once. From -3 to -2, what's it doing, Janiyah? Uh-huh. And Sebastian, from 0 to 3, what's it doing? Okay. So we put that in a fraction now, change in y over change in x. If you have to write that down so you get it right, that's fine. That would be 3 on the top and 1 on the bottom. Okay, we're going to put these things in an equation, though. What's a better way to write 3 over 1?
3.
Yeah. So really, I should just say this is equal to 3. Remember, you can only simplify it to 3 if the 1 is on the bottom. Juwan, where's the x equal 0?
0 and then 9 under.
0, 9. So I'm going to say 0, 9. I changed my mind. And then we're going to write it as an equation. Y is equal to the slope x plus the y-intercept. So here's what it's going to be. Y is equal to 3x plus 9. Slope, y-intercept. Make sure your y-intercept, your starting point, is by itself. Hopefully we got this far where we're finding our change. That goes -8. And this goes, if I check with the number line on my desk, from -18 to -6 is +12. So I know I don't normally do this, but I'm going to choose one more because I don't like how big these numbers are. I need you to listen. And I'm thinking there's probably another set of numbers that would be a little bit smaller. So see right here, 18 to 16 is minus 2. That's a lot better. And then 0 to 3 is plus 3. It's the same. It's going to be the same fraction, but it's already simplified for me. So I would make a note out. You want to try and choose the smallest numbers for change in y over change in x. Because otherwise you're going to have to simplify the fraction, and I don't really want to do that. I want to have it done for me. So I'm going to try to find the numbers that are closest together so I don't have to deal with that. Okay, so my slope is going to be, what's my slope going to be, Grace, if I use negative 2 and 3?
Negative 2 over 3.
Uh-huh. Oh, whoops, I wrote it wrong. And my y-intercept is going to be what, Bella? Where is x equal to 0? Uh-huh. So 0, 18. And we're going to write it as a fraction, or keep this as a fraction. Don't change it. It was a fraction to begin with. It should still be 1. Slope goes in front of x. Y-intercept goes by itself, plus 18. I'm going to show you one thing. If you chose negative 8 over 12, here's what you should do. Negative 8 over 12. I know that both negative 8 and 12 can be divided by 4. That's the biggest number I can think of. So that would be negative 2/3. So if it's not simplified, you have to simplify it before you put it in your equation, okay? Let's go ahead and find our change, how it's changing. It looks like these are all the same distance apart, so it doesn't matter where I go. That's plus 1 and minus 5. Do you guys agree? Okay, so Desavion, what's my slope going to be? Uh-huh. Negative 5 over 1, but how should I simplify that? Negative 5. So just negative 5 is what you should say, because negative 5 divided by 1 is negative 5. Here's the tricky part about this, and you will have problems like this, so get used to it. You need to figure out the y-intercept. The problem is I don't see it. Any suggestions? What should I do? I don't see the 0 in the table. What do I do? You can put 1 and 0 if you'd like. I'm not going to, okay? I'm just going to put 0. And we're going to think about how it's changing. So how is it changing from 0 to 2? George, how's it changing from 0 to 2?
Plus 2.
Uh-huh. So that would have to be plus 2. Okay, that's double of this change, right? So if this is plus 2, we got to double this one as well. So what would it have to be? Minus 10. So this needs to be minus 10. So something minus 10 gives me 30. Or go backwards, 30 plus 10 is 40. So my y-intercept is 0, 40. And so my equation is going to be, someone think they got it? Tyler, go ahead.
Y equals negative 5x plus 40.
Great. Make sure that y-intercept goes by itself. Let's just add a little note to ourselves. If it happens over and over, it's the slope. If it happens once, or it's what you start with, what is it? Probably the starting point. Or the y-intercept is what we call that. Okay. Ooh, can't write. Let's read this problem. Mr. Adams pays $3 for every sketch notebook in his classroom. $3 for every. When we're thinking about over and over, words like every, each, per is what we're looking for. So Every word. So it's happening over and over. Do you see anything that has anything that's happening once?
No.
How much does he pay to start with? How much money has he paid before he starts? 0. Okay, so here's what this equation looks like. If this is my slope, it should be y is equal to 3x, and you could do plus 0, or you could just say y is equal to 3x. Either one of those is good.